Hello, my name is Josephine, and I'll be talking about what vocations are. The word vocation comes from the Latin word vocare, which means to call. Every baptized person has a primary vocation, a primary call, which is the universal call to holiness. God calls each of us to become holy, to become saints. There are also specific vocations in the Church that God uses to help us grow in holiness, and which allow us to love and serve Him and others in a way that is best suited to us and to the gifts that He has given us. These vocations are marriage, ordained ministry, which is made up of bishops, priests, and deacons, and consecrated life. Most people are called to marriage. Some are called to the priesthood or permanent diaconate or consecrated life. Regardless of how God calls us, He calls us to the vocation that will bring us to holiness and to joy. We were created by God in a sheer act of love, and the life that we've been given as a gift from God is what we are called to offer back to Him. Vocations provide the path to give ourselves away in love. In fact, vocations are the privileged way that we pour ourselves out in love and make a gift of our lives. Saint Irenaeus said, "The glory of God is man fully alive." And this is what our vocation is meant to do, make us fully alive. Other videos in this series go more deeply into each of the vocations, but let's look briefly at the different possibilities, starting with the one that most people are called to, marriage. Not all marriages are sacramental. Those who are married civilly or in another faith are entering what is called a natural marriage, while the marriage of two baptized people in the Catholic Church is considered a sacrament. The sacrament of marriage is the union of a man and woman for life, whose love is open to the gift of children, though some married couples carry the cross of infertility and learn to live their married fruitfulness in a different way. The common thread between the many varied ways of living out marriage is that every marriage, in some way, is called to reflect the free, total, faithful, and fruitful love of the Holy Trinity. Now let's look at ordained vocations, also called holy orders, of which priesthood is the most common. A priest continues the ministry of Jesus. At his ordination, he is sacramentally configured to Christ and acts in persona Christi, or in the person of Christ. This is why the priest says, "This is my body," or "I absolve you." It is really Christ who is acting through the person of the priest. A priest celebrates the sacraments and cares for those entrusted to his spiritual fatherhood. Priests are celibate. They do not marry or have children, and are either diocesan, which means belonging to a diocese under a bishop, or religious, which means belonging to a religious order under a religious superior. Some priests are ordained as bishops. Bishops are appointed head of a diocese by the Pope and are responsible for governing, teaching, and sanctifying the people of the diocese they are responsible for. Those being ordained priests are first ordained to the transitional diaconate on their way to the priesthood. However, men who do not marry, or who are married with children who are grown or close to grown, may be called to the permanent diaconate. Permanent deacons assist at Mass, perform baptisms, witness marriages, preside at funerals, and assist with other liturgical and charitable activities in the Church. Finally, let's look at the vocation of consecrated life. All consecrated vocations are celibate, meaning that the person doesn't get married or have children, and instead exercises their fatherhood or motherhood spiritually. Most consecrated people are religious brothers, fathers, and sisters. They generally live in community, make vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience, and give their lives to follow Jesus wherever He leads. Some consecrated persons are part of secular institutes, where members do not live communally, but follow a general rule of life or spirituality. Men and women who feel called to dedicate their lives to God, but do not feel drawn to a specific charism or community life, can be consecrated at the hands of their bishop as a consecrated virgin or a diocesan hermit. Regardless of where you're at in your discernment, we invite you to check out other videos on the different vocations and on spiritual and practical tips for discernment. Rest assured that when we give Him permission, the Lord acts. He doesn't hide our vocation from us to reveal it only when we've done enough digging. Rather, He wants to journey with us as we unveil and deepen our understanding of ourselves and the vocation He's leading us to. He has a plan that is according to His time, and His timing is always for our good, even when it may be difficult. When we're discerning our vocations, the most important things are to keep praying and stay in relationship with the Lord, and not to be afraid to step out in faith as God calls in each moment. Wherever you're at in your discernment process, please know we're praying for you. If you'd like more personal assistance in discerning your vocation, you can reach out to our Archdiocesan Vocations Director at vocations@ottawa-cornwall.ca. God bless you.